Okay, report violence. At a time when someone uh, through the cipher tube has me in it, I have to report it, because I have to be able to have, uh, actual fully function. I got to be able to. This hit me in 2013, the year before it happened, um, which I believe is Eminem's fault. But it's still, a long tube of communication, and this data is definitely mine. Um, it kept going after this. You can hear the little yeahs I was using. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I usually say yeah, 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 yeah in some of my songs. That is very small, and you can pick it up on when you record it. When you record, you kind of have that in there, just that small little trace, and I could tell that it was me.
Don't ask me what's up with the hoes. I'm still working the kinks out. Love stinks, that explains all this anger that's spilling out. And I'm chilling out. Got an Oscar, but I'm still a grouch. I use it as a doorstop and a prop for the broken leg for the couch. Yellow wolf.
And he said I use it as a door stop and the prop for the broken leg for the couch. And I made, album, well, a mixtape called Pirate Music. And in Pirate Music, I did not have a wooden leg, a wooden peg. But after reading this and after feeling it, with my eyes shut completely, just like a mole, I could feel him standing there with a broken leg, and it was also my leg. And from that point forward, I had to listen to everything that was said 100% because it was coming from him. It was coming from me, from his me angle, and it seemed to be not working properly. It was working, but the thing is that you have to kind of let it know. And this is when I would report it like a crime. Like, report crime, if you don't know what's going on, there's a big problem, let's solve it. And then we can straighten it out and get things safer and better communication. Communication, and so then he calls out everybody. Fly swatters out was when I was in elementary school. This is my whole life story. Every single rap has these in it. And it was about when there was this girl when I was in elementary in Hickory Tavern, H. And I was also meditating on H, before that. But she said to me in school, and it was like she was bullying me, but she said, because I was so nice to everyone, she said, I bet you'll never kill a fly. And she said it in an offensive way. And I never wanted to hurt a fly, but the way that she said it made me feel like I needed to kill a fly, and I did not want to do that, and it made me cry. And that's enough right there, to ruin someone's life. And really, it really continued talking, and see, that is one spit. Like, if you just, spit one time, I mean, it will kind of be in one mass together. So I constantly, kept going over and over and over. We're better than any computer at decoding something, and being able to take, Windows Shop and Sendo WAP, and, instead of it being something wrong, it would be, Dinwo, Shinbo, Hop, Bin, Flow, until it gets all of them out of it. And that is what this violence against me is. And if you say this, then, is what's constantly going on when there's fearful moments. And when you say, if I pick the right word, or if I hear this correctly, if I can't respond, it's like just constantly hitting me, and constantly, I'm going to kill you, fuck you, you can't make any music, pow, 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 pow. And that feels real. And it is real because there is a movement and it is a sloshing movement. And I'll explain it in the other videos where he was getting me after this kept going, because I couldn't report it, because he's standing with a bunch of black people, and they can tell you, stuff and, they can intimidate you, and mentally, a lot of people have lost their mind. And that's enough when you feel like you're, blink, 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 and he's like, I felt like I was out of breath when I heard it. And that is a real thing. And, when you feel that fatigue and it looks like there's like little spots blinking and it's just like, and it's just constantly blinking. Comes out. And, so this is also him hitting on a mirror of me, which it's like a reflection of negative, not me, but I was in there. I was trapped. I was in that corner. I was in that little area hiding. I was that guy. I was the snitch hiding. Okay. And you got to be able to report things like that before it becomes that. But the internet's only been around for 20 years, and there's still backwards messages in songs, but there's also messages in every other possible thing, including the clothing we wear, the things we buy, the art that's, when I made the, black art and then I did a little bit and then it has the messages speaking, this is what I'm talking about here. And it's science, but it is very, very delicate and very, very, very fragile, but not breakable. But it just made me feel very ugly after this because he denied me access. He denied me words. He denied me feeling good about myself. And I felt it inside. And he really meant it. Really mean it. One-eyed guy, really mean it, with her one eye. That's the type of thing. And, he's getting tossed around and probably acts like he's, berserk. But that's the thing, is that, I can't have connection with Eminem. I can't have connection with Artist Said. If I can distinguish the two, I don't want them, to both be still the same one, and that's my final answer about that. And, what really got me the most was this whole thing, but also, I'll continue explaining.
Go to hell in a drought, break ice waters out. Nice try, Sody Pop, we can window shop.
Ice waters, and has to do with killing, because, when they ice you, watch Malibu's Most Wanted, and just see how he says, smoke me now. He's like, this is real, and that's how I felt when I was 13, and I watched that movie, Malibu's Most Wanted, and breaking ice waters out. I used to drink bottles of water every single day, and I mean, that's enough right there. That's 3 every single day on anything. And, just to think that I would be some homeless guy going, about something and be that, talked bad about. It's horrible. And it's because, you can't report, and then he says, the jewelry store, Jay, and I used to drink lots of water every day in school. So he's like, break ice waters out like I'm going to drink water, and he's going to be the one who's coming in through me, which is a stream, and he's going to be drinking ice water. Ice kill you water. Because I used to drink 8 or 9 bottles of water in school every day, And then he says, we can window shop, like he's talking to 50 Cent. And he got shot a lot of times, but he also probably did kill people. I'm sure Eminem probably did kill James and probably did kill Deshaun, Proof, or whatever his name is. and I mean, it ricochets off, but it's supposed to be able to be reported, when that connection's like, here's my blood flow, and you just pinched me off, and now I am continuing with this, and this is what I've been continuing with since 2013, because I couldn't just say it, you know. I mean, I'm looking at myself like a hamburger, and there's a tongue in the middle, and it's like Terrence and Phillip with just a tongue in the middle. I can't have it where my tongue, when they do that thing and they lick their lip and then it goes out, somewhere and it pops back up somewhere else and goes, that's all it takes, for that slime to go through there. And so then, but Christ, for that price, could have bought a house, and I mean, I've thought about it one time before. I thought about what someone could buy my house or something. I actually got a new trailer at the time, and it really did feel like he spotted me. And Christ, my last name has a C in it, JC. And that's already another, you know, okay, and besides, the only thing I ever had iced out was my heart since I started out. Boom, 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 boom. It's how I've made a lot of beats. And that is in there. It's in the little data package. Data and information.
Price could have bought a house. Besides, the only thing I ever had, I started my heart since I started out. Except why if you ain't knowing what, know what you wear. Nah, ain't going. Oh, wait, you want a date? Oh, well, in that case, it's June 8th. Oh,
and the thing is that, I do have dates, and I do, like go and have dream dates. And, it kept going and going and going, and it was undressing me. Like it was, or you could say dressing me, if you think that that's, what that means. But it just kept going and going and going, and it just kept revealing more and more and more, and then it started revealing less and less and less, and it's like still pinning me down in a corner, and my cousin, what happened, and I mean, the internet's only been around for 20 years, at this level, and there's a lot of people aren't looking at data synchronization. We have people shooting each other in video games and people killing things to get experience, and that's not right. And it really is real violence, because I remember when I was a little kid, I would not want to hurt anything at all. And, just because of the word addiction, I think, or habit, it seems, that it just kept going and going and going. And, I don't like that, and that's why I'm here to stop that. Okay, so, and hate woven is the worst thing to come back, because I'm trying to talk to myself. And he said, I'm beginning to hate clove. And clove. And see, that is the tattoo that's right here on my arm that has my, clove. That's the person that I developed since, I was born. I was born with a spirit guide. It used to be a little blue star, when I lay down in my sleep. And I had like 3 different ones to pick from, but that was the one that was mine. And it was always my friend, and it's him to deny it. And then that is my reflection of what I'm looking for. I'm praying, I'm asking, and I'm trying to get this from myself. I'm trying to close my eyes and get this back from myself, and when that is what's coming back at me, after I had a guy named Brett that I was rapping with, who's an MMA artist, acts like he's like Eminem, has a bunch of black friends that are gang members. I'm not one. That's scary when that is what he starts to sound like. And I'll show you the next video where he kept going, and he really did run over me, and he just hate overalls, and I got the I used to play, Super Mario RPG all the time. It's my biggest inspiration, and overalls is what Mario wears. And yes, they do have a spade and a club, which is on my arm, and also is that, but also that it is actually not the exact same one, and it is part of, that is what I'm working on, and that there is different symbols, but, Mallow from that game is not, you know, this club symbol's one, even though that has to do with part of that. That's two different ideas, and it's not supposed to have it where both of them come together and then accidentally make a bigger mess, like a big bag of chips. Is who we are. Is just open up a bag of me, and you could just happen to pull all this stuff out. I don't think so. And I just hate people to look at people like they're just a bag of chips, and it's just really bad when you hear a song so crispy and that's all your life is. And that's not right, and you shouldn't sum up someone like that. And, then he said because they remind me of hoes, for Christ's sake, and they're shaped like an H. Whoa, and the reason the H is there is because there's a silent H, and that's the ice cream sandwich that my grandmother had for me to eat. And see, I don't understand why I would want that ice cream sandwich. And that the whispering of my grandmother's voice, and talking, for a long time makes a H that's really silent, really big, and not eating, the sandwich that she would keep reminding me of eating, you know. And it does get kind of precipitated in hockey. 3 periods in 60 minutes, and Mario doesn't talk, and he has these little thought bubbles. And this is something I've been working on for a long time because Mario is a whole thing. This is my whole life, Mario, whole life, about that. And, when there's the 3 dots, it's a silence, and then they can tell Mario what he's doing. And that gets deep into psychology, and it's just, you know, plus you remind me of Cocaine Ho, Chronic J. And you just say Chronic J behind all these when it swings it, Hell yeah, I'd know J-Lo to the railroad. Devil with a halo, take the wind out your sailboat. Better hope you can say a vote. Bitch, you ain't even a baby goat. Dope is shady, don't kid yourself.